case on the side of the building that you can put your baby in, and put it in through, and it'll let the firefighters know if there's a child in there, and then they can go get it and they can give it to another person who's able to actually take care of the baby. And then if they're having troubles with it, then yes, they'd have to get one. But if it's like later into the term of their pregnancy, then they'd have to get a C-section, not an AB.
Okay. So, you are pro-life, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason why, correct me if I'm wrong, is because you think it's bad taking someone's opportunity to live away from them.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think ICE is good or bad?
Oh, I think they're okay currently. They've been doing a couple of stuff like every now and then that changed my opinion slightly, but it's not like I honestly kind of like what they're doing because they're getting rid of all the people who aren't documented. Because if they're not documented, then they can easily do a bunch of stuff without getting caught because they're not known as anybody in the United States. And then there's a bunch of the other people. Ooh, what did he say? But there are a bunch of other people who came over to the United States without their paperwork and all of that stuff that are like from those specific groups that are like big in crime. So I'm glad that they're doing that. They bring.
Okay,
What did he say?
so let's get back to the AB, the fetus.
Yeah, he's right. He's right about sickness.
Okay, so let's get back into the AB, okay? So, do you value human life?
Yes. Who wouldn't?
Okay. Do you value, sorry, do you value uh, all human life no matter the action?
Mm, I mean, not necessarily. I value human life, but if they do like a bunch of bad stuff, like the painter from 1945, then definitely not. Like if they commit a really bad crime, like you know,
Yeah, I get what you're
uh,
saying.
yeah, then I don't. But like it gets to there's like a specific boundary between I value this life and then I question it a little bit.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Okay, so what I mean by that is like people who are really good in life, people who aren't like just doing extremely disrespectful stuff, aren't being rude to people, people who are just like well and good people. But then the people who have committed like really bad crimes and all that stuff, like what's a good example? Like assault and all that other stuff, then no, I do not value them that much. Like I still value them slightly since they're the same person as all of us, but they did something that caused harm to another
So,
human
like, you wouldn't
instead.
value someone who did that compared to, like, someone who's, like, don't do none of that. You would, like, view the person who hasn't done none of those things more valuable because they didn't do those bad things, right?
Yeah, because they're not being a
Okay.
menace to society.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and my other question is, do you think someone can do a bad thing without knowing that the thing is bad?
Oh yes, most definitely, but they should still be held accountable for it.
Yeah, I'm just talking about overall, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, there have been a bunch of
Yeah.
people who didn't know things were bad, but they still did it. I did only one bad thing without knowing what it was, because now I've learned a bunch of the other stuff. But, yeah, no, it happens like at least once in somebody's life, but they should still be held accountable for it as like a little lesson.
Okay, so what if I told you that the fetus did a bad thing without it knowing?
How would it have done a bad thing without it knowing? It's not
So,
even born yet. How would it
well,
have
I
done
will
something bad?
explain. So, the mother can. So, this is how I deem if the fetus has value is through the mother, obviously, because I'm pro choice. So, whatever the reason that the mother feels the need to get rid of the fetus, it's always like a bad reason. That's not a good reason. So what the fetus has done that's bad is just simply existing. Okay? So that was enough reason for the mother to get rid of it. So I'm not talking about like if it like grows up and does all those things. Like just simply existing in a time where it nobody really wanted that to happen, didn't want a baby, is already bad enough. So I feel like it's okay to get rid of it, and that's the bad thing that the fetus has done.
Yeah, like I get your perspective on it, but I still really do think that they should at least, if they're able to, they should give birth to the baby and they can just give it away to someone that can actually take care of it. Like, unless it's harming the person who's giving birth to them, then I don't think that they should give them away. Well, I don't think they should give birth to them. If it's harming them, then they have to get it out. Then, yeah, they'd have to do AB. But if it's not doing anything to harm them, then they should just pop it right out and give it to someone. Because there are a lot of couples that can't have children due to like deformations in their parts. So that would be a good thing to do if the person's not able to
Well,
take care of it, is to give it to that couple who can.
well, I'm sure that's possibly on those people who get ABs on their mind, but what's also on their mind is the reason why they choose not to do the adoption process or put the baby at the fire station is because there's so much bad people who adopt kids and treat them horribly. So if that was true, where people are desperate for kids and they treat the kid accordingly like their very own, I guaranteed, and people knew this, they probably would not go with abortion. But since there's so much hardship in life, and just because people choose to adopt doesn't mean these people are good people. You don't know who they really are. And the adoption process is it's a long time to see who you want to give your child to because you're scared of maybe this is not a good person. So instead of doing all that, because it's not just an easy process with the abortion, I mean, with the adoption route. So they choose to have an AB. It's not just for them being selfish, they also look at the child. Because what also would be selfish is having a child knowing that you're not ready for it and you're financially unstable and you're not prepared to take care of that child. That's selfish. I feel like that's extremely selfish than just getting the AB done. And there's a lot of parents who do have children and they're not ready and they're not financially stable and their child grows up with hardships because of the parent as well.
Hold on. Could you repeat most of that? Because I got lost in the middle of what you were saying. Like, not like the entire
Okay.
thing, but just
Yeah.
like a little bit close to the end.
So I'm saying basically what I'm saying is that the adoption is a long process. So, and the process is so long is because people are trying to find a good home for their child to go to because there's so much wicked people in the adoption ring. Some people adopt kids for the wrong reasons. So instead of doing all that, they feel like it's better to not put that child through something like that because eventually the child's going to grow up and realize that my mother or my father didn't want me. And that feeling alone is not okay. So, yeah, because you were talking about adoption. So,
All right. So hold on. Wait, give me just a second. Um. Okay. So have you heard of CPS and all of that other stuff?
yes, of course.
Yeah, they could. They CPS is usually in the process of adoption. You realize that, right?
Um, no, they don't work for the adoption ring.
Yes, but sometimes CPS won't know. Some parents who put their kid up for adoption and all of that other stuff, they are sometimes able to go check up on their children. And then they're able to call CPS. But they can also, but whenever the person's up for adoption, they'll do background checks on someone. They'll make them do an entire thing just to check if they're fit to actually adopt a child.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but people don't want to go through all that work because it is a lot of work to put your kid through adoption. Just and you don't even want that kid to begin with. So that's just too much work. They might as well be a parent, for God's sakes. Okay? So if the you have to look at the situation like this. If somebody really doesn't want to have a kid, why on earth would they go through the very long process of adoption for this kid just to simply live, never knowing if this is the right fit for them? Because they can literally lie. Like people lie to CPS all the time. So it's just too much, all for the same person didn't even want that kid to begin with. I don't think people are doing that. They're not going to do that,
But
unfortunately.
okay, so let's just say this is a circumstance. If the person who is financially unstable to keep the child with them, then they can just give it to a step parent or a relative that's in their family, or in the person who they're married to or dating's family, which usually takes 3 to 6 months. I get it, it's long, but it's still not the longest that you can get. They can always just give it away to someone. They can even like ask a neighbor, because they can have relationships with their neighbor, not like in that way, but they can just give it to whoever they want if the person is willing to take up the task of being the parent of that child. Yes, they still have to go through all of that legal procedure and everything other, like I said, but it still usually doesn't take that long, because whenever you put them into an adoption center, that's usually where they're going to be at for the longest. So it's way easier just to ask someone that you know if they want to take care of the child. Now, if they don't have anybody who's in their family, then yeah, they can put them in the adoption center and they'll have to go through the entire process. False equivalence
Yeah.
again.
So
What did he say?
I get what you're saying, but that's not all to it because I feel like you're only focusing on the life. You only focus on the life no matter if it might live a good life or not. The only thing you really care about is if they live. But living just because you live doesn't mean you're going to have a good life. So what I'm saying is not just on the mother, but if the fetus, grows up to be a child, it's not going to live a fulfilling life with all that stuff, all those issues. And that's not like people forget, like that's what people who get ABs also think about. They don't just think about themselves, they think about the future child and the situation they may get drawn in. So I think you're only worrying about if it lives or not, rather if it's going to have a good life. And why should you live if you're not going to have a good life?
Well, it doesn't matter whether they're going to have a good or bad life, because nobody has a completely good life or a completely bad life. They go through both of the same. They go through good and bad during their entire lifetime. So if they grow up in a poor family, then yes, they might have a bad life. They might have a bad time during whenever they're being parented by the poor people. But then if it's somebody who can take perfect care of them, then they're going to grow up and have a good life, so that they should have been birthed. And then if the person who's not able to take care of them, as I said before, they can put them up for adoption so that the person, they don't have to be born into that family just to have a good life. They just need to be born into a family or given to a family that can provide them with a semi-good life. Whether it's like they're in the bottom pits of poor, or they're in the top pits or in the top heavens of rich.
Okay. So again, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like I'm not talking about just like having a 100% good life, just a sustainable upbringing, okay, in
Yeah.
every way possible. So when you're adopted, not to say people who are adopted they can't have a good life, but you always will have that lingering in the back of your mind, and then you might find it's just very um, an unhappy situation going through
Wait,
the adoption
so
route. So I get what you're saying that, oh, they might be poor or something through their childhood, but they will grow up to become an adult and maybe that change. Nobody's looking at the view like that. No one's looking about when they turn into adult. They're looking about like what's going to happen during childhood, because that's the key moments of your life. So yeah, no one's looking at all that stuff. They just rather get an AB. unfortunately. So, yeah.
Wait, hold on, what'd you say?
I said, what you're saying is very long. Okay,
Wait,
people
hold
are
on.
like,
It's like a microphone near you because your microphone's like just having a stroke.
no, I think it's your connection because you're the one's like glitchy for me.
No, I cannot hear you at all now.
Yeah, I think it's your mic.
No, it's yours. My microphone's perfectly fine. Yours is the one that's doing all that stuff.
No, it was yours. I've never got that complaint before. This is literally his mic. Okay. Hello. Hello. Can you speak? Do you want to speak, Fritz? Okay. So, yes, please raise your hand if you want to come up. If you don't, that's completely fine. And make sure when you come up, you turn on that mic.
Hello, my mic is on. And
Hello.
abortion is very bad, and ICE is not good. It's very bad. Also, abortion is a sin in the Bible. I don't understand. Our population in America is very ugly and very bad, as we can see here. So, I disagree.
Okay.
I mean, agree in a way. Wait. I disagree. Yeah.
So, just because it's a sin doesn't mean that people shouldn't be doing it. Because there's a lot of people who do sin. Okay, but there's a lot of people who do sins that is in the
Yeah.
Bible that everybody basically does. It's like normal.
Yes, people do
So
sin, baby.
I don't.
People
Yeah.
cannot
So
just sin. Everybody sin, and Jesus
I know.
forgives. But I'm not saying just because it's sin you can't do it. I'm just saying it is a sin, and I'm just saying. Oh, do you agree with Alex, by the way?
No.
Okay, how to get that right?
So there's in the Christian faith, like, you guys view things more sinful than the others because most people do it, even though this is something that a lot of people do, and I just don't get that. So if you're saying it is a sin and you shouldn't be doing it, well, you should say that to a million other different sins that people typically do every day. So
Exactly. But I don't know. Like I will try to like stand up, make a sign, but I can't really do that. People are just dumb and don't believe in Jesus and don't follow the book and stuff.
so do you think AB is worse than lying?
Yes.
Does it say that in the Bible?
No, baby, but you just asked me that, so what do you mean?
I know you think that, but you literally said that, oh, it says in the Bible when you first join, but you're not taking from the Bible. Now it's about you. So I feel, no, all sin in the Bible is equal. Right? Oh, okay.
Hold on real quick.
Hello, my Thailand. Oh,
Sorry. Honey.
so
No.
She was a bad, nevertheless.
nope, we're not doing that.
Uh,
Can you please pay attention?
can you please give me a minute? If I'm doing something, you need to hold on.
I
Anyways,
know, but then don't come up here if you got something to do.
how about you drop the attitude? Anyways, let's think about this.
Wait,
Killing a
no,
person-
don't do that right now.
No. Killing a person.
Let my friend speak, because first of all, you're not going to disrespect my friend, baby. This is the debate, and I'm going to
Okay,
debate
but
next
if
week.
you got something to do, I'm not going to wait on you, sweetheart. You're not special for me to wait on you.
Baby, it only took 5 seconds, and you don't have 5 seconds, and that's your problem. Anyways, as I
Okay,
was saying,
this is
killing-
also not my problem no more, because you're very disrespectful. Gracie. And I didn't even want to speak to you. I wanted to talk to the original girl. Okay? Okay? Hello.
Yeah, yeah. My mic is working now.
Great.
So, why you think this title is equal?
So, because a lot of people who are pro-life, they value human life, okay, no matter what the circumstance, they all feel like every human being is equal and every human being has value. And if you, the ones who think that ICE is good, I say that ICE, they don't see people as equal. They treat people less than, and they don't value human life because they detain what they feel is illegal immigrants. No matter how violent, they don't care how violent they can get. They do it. So if you disagree with abortion, but you agree with ICE, but ICE doesn't value every human life and it treats a lot of people like scum, I don't really see the correlation with that. But mostly
Alright,
Christians do that, so.
alright, so I see what you're saying there, but if you look at it, you can't control some ICE agents. A lot of ICE agents are actually doing their job for saying, like, the people are bringing sickness, illegal stuff into the country. So, I might just ask you this question. So, if you were a leader of a nation, and people were bringing sickness that you were not able to cure and stuff like that, and your population's starting to get wiped out, what would you do in order to remove that sickness and stop it from coming into the country?
I would do a pandemic, like what's been done before.
But how would you stop it from farther escalating?
From the pandemic, if it's already in the country, like, I can't really, like, deport everyone who might be causing the virus, because I don't know if my people got it. So I would have to do a pandemic.
So you're saying that you wouldn't stop it from farther happening and wiping out the whole country?
Well, the pandemic, which means you're quarantining in your house, so that would stop it. But can you tell me
It's
what virus is being brung over from the immigrants, or what sickness?
all different kinds. I cannot name any of them because I haven't really got that far into them of which ones they've been bringing in. But for
So
saying
why
they
you bring
could
them
bring
up?
in some unknown virus that we don't even know about, we don't have cures about, or they could be importing drugs into the country. So,
No, the last part is true, but it's not just like if you're only talking about the ones from Mexico. There's a lot of people who bring in those kind of things in all over. And there's been Americans that brung over sicknesses to America, so should we deport them?
if they're illegal, no. But at the same
Okay,
time,
so
if you look at it, that's not a bunch of them. Because a lot of them cross the border illegally, and a
I
lot of
know.
Americans that leave the country, they have to get tested. If I'm positive, they get tested before and after they leave the country. What are
Sometimes
member policies? Oh shoot.
the baby did do wrong, but we'll get into that later. So,
Alright. Now let's swap over to abortion. So why you think it's like, what is your stance on it exactly?
so I don't value every single human being's life, okay? Because not every human being has value. And what makes them unvaluable is the actions they've done. And I feel like somebody can do something with I feel like someone can do something bad without knowing that it's bad. So in this instance, the fetus just simply existing is enough reason for me to devalue its life. It's up to the mother. So if the mother sees the fetus as, not value enough to, end its life, then I will agree with the mother. But if she doesn't, then I will agree with the mother. Because it's just pro-choice. Because you can choose death and you can choose life too. So it's not just always about aborting the fetus. Okay? So it's really up to the mother of how I see the fetus as valuable. But pregnancy is a lot to go through, and raising a child's a lot to go through. So I see all those things when it's applied to this fetus. So, yeah.
Like that other person was saying, there is child protective services, there is adoption, there is all different ways. But for saying if a young child gets SA'd and they're pregnant, for saying, what would be your stance on that?
It would be the choice of the mother and the family of the mother, because she's probably too young to understand. So, yeah.
But you just said it's the choice of the one that's pregnant.
Yeah, I did say
Practical
that, and I did also say that too. But she might be too young to understand like what even just happened, and that she's pregnant because she's so young. So it would be her choice, obviously, and her family.
I said then the family would probably tell her that she has a choice in between murdering the child and letting it live. Because abortion is, well, AB is murder.
I don't really care if it
just-
was classified as mass killing. I don't care what it is. It's still the choice of the mother.
So it's the choice of the young child.
Yeah.
There we go. So all I wanted to hear is that it was the choice of the young child from that one.
But since you're pro-life, I would love to hear like why you feel like she shouldn't have that choice.
If she will die for it, like if for saying if right after in the process or before or after it, then I would understand it. But if they're not gonna die from it, then why just have it evaporated or just completely torn apart?
Well, she might die if she's young because she's not even fully developed, and when you hit puberty as a girl, your hips widen for birth. So if she's very young, like 5 years old, that hasn't happened, so she probably would die during the childbirth, or some really severe effects will happen to her health because of the child.
Like I was saying, if she ends up going to die for it, like in the process or after, then I would understand it, like I was saying. But if she's for saying older, past the age, like puberty and stuff like that, or anything really, because I don't think of free. I'm trying to think of how to put the word. Without getting VC banned, I don't think a young child could get pregnant. You have to go through puberty for it.
No,
I'm
it's happened
positive.
many of times. You don't have to go through puberty because girls are born with eggs. They're born with that, so they can really get pregnant at any age. But that doesn't mean their body's ready for the pregnancy.
I should know, because I haven't really got that far into that stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't really see it as murder because the fetus is not even developed enough for. I don't feel like it would be classified as like taking a human life. Like it's just at the end of the day, it's just a clump of cells unless it reaches a certain week.
I'm a clump.
We're also a clump of cells, though. Our bones are made of atoms, cells.
Is that all you are?
Whole bodies of cells. Yes.
Is that all you are?
Our whole
cells.
body, the smallest unit of life would be a cell, so our whole body would just be made of cells.
The smallest.
Okay,
unit
so
of,
so hold on.
oh.
Is your bones made of cells?
Yes.
Nope. It's bone
Yeah.
mass.
bone
Okay,
cell.
cool.
Cells,
bone mass.
atoms.
So that's not all you are, just a clump of cells.
Okay, so
There-
even then, even if you're just a clump of cells, biologically, yeah, it's a human life. So why would that be a valid justification on why it's not murder?
Because again, I just asked you, is that all you are? that's all they are, just a clump of cells. They don't have no bones.
Yeah,
have
but
no-
biologically it's a human life. Like human life starts at
I
conception.
know, but you
This is
just
just a
asked
well-known
me.
fact.
Yeah, but you just asked me why wouldn't it be different? Because it's
Yeah, so
literally just a
murder would
bunch of
just be
clump of
the
cells.
unjustified taking of a human life if we know
Are
for
you
a
listening
fact
to
it's a
what I'm
human life.
saying?
Okay, what are you saying?
Okay, when you ask me a question, you need to hear what I'm saying. Don't ask me another question, okay?
Sure. Go
So
ahead.
again, you asked me, why is it different? Because you claim that we're just a bunch of cells, which is true, but that's not all we are. Okay? We
Okay.
have bones, and we have, toenails and stuff like that. Those are not just cells. There's other things to it. But a fetus is just cells. They don't have no bones. They don't have toenails. They don't have teeth. So that's why
Hold
it's
on.
different.
So you're saying they don't have any bones, correct?
Not if they
So
consider
you're
it a
judging if
fetus.
it's so you're saying it's not a human because it doesn't have bones or like keratin for their toenails
There's
and
more.
fingernails.
There's more things than just that, but that could be a reason. Yeah.
Why
One
would
of
that
them.
be a
that you
reason on why it's not a human life? Like it has its own human DNA and it's of the
It
species
has
Homo sapien.
it has
has
Homo
a brain
sapien
too?
DNA.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
human is a human is just the description of any organism within the species Homo sapien.
Yeah, but human is not. It is can fall under the category of Homo sapien, but that's not just what it is. Homo
So you're
sapien.
saying yeah, that's exactly what it is.
No, it is not.
A
Because
human is a single living individual of the species Homo sapien. You can go ahead and look that up. Like I don't
yeah, but
understand
that's
why you
not
don't accept
just
this.
what.
It's a fact.
Yeah,
It's a
but that's not.
fact. I don't know
Okay.
why yeah,
Can you
it's a
stop
fact. You
for a
can go ahead and
second?
look it up.
You just
Okay, I
repeated
will.
yourself. You don't have to repeat yourself, okay? I heard you. But I'm saying is, it is Homo sapien. But again, like, if you ever watch a documentary of, human beings 50,000 years ago, they don't call them humans because they're different, okay? They would call them Homo
Wh-
sapiens. It's just we're more modern in the way we speak, and that's why it's a different word, which would be human. Because if it
What?
was the
I'm gonna look
same,
up the definition of human right now.
okay, if it was the same thing, then everyone would just call us Homo sapiens. When that's not, well, that's what we are, but that's not just, it's hard to
A
explain. Just
man,
look it
woman,
up.
or child of the species Homo sapiens.
Is that
So
all
are
it
we gonna
says?
accept this? Yeah. Or other extinct species of the genus Homo, a human being. So are you gonna accept this fact or no?
Okay, well, I have the definition right here, too.
Okay.
A human is a biodiplomatic primate mammal belonging to the species Homo sapiens, characterized by
Perfect.
advanced intelligence, language, and complex social structures. Do a fetus have those
Perfect.
things?
Yeah, they're saying the species Homo sapien is characterized by that.
Yeah, but
They're
does a
saying a
fetus have
human
that?
is of this species,
Yeah,
and
but that's not
yeah,
all it says,
a
though.
fetus would
That's the
have the
point.
capacity to do it
Not,
because it's of
not
this
if it's a
species.
fetus.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
baby doesn't. Okay, a baby can't like have these complex thoughts. Do you think a
You know
yeah,
baby
that
isn't
but
human?
it
Yeah,
can
but what?
speak.
Yeah,
It
but what?
can. Hold on.
No, so a baby can like yeah, it can cry, but it's not going to be able to use
Crying
these
is not
complex words.
speaking.
Okay, so a newborn baby fresh out the womb, right? It's not going to be able to have these complex thoughts. It's
An
not going to be able
infant,
to
yes.
speak English, right? So it's not going to
But
be
it can
so it
still
doesn't have
speak.
these
Just because you can't
so what's okay,
interpret it to be a
listen.
language doesn't mean it's not speaking.
Listen. Okay, cool. So listen. What were the last words that it says it was characterized by?
It was characterized by advanced intelligence, and then there's a comma,
Okay.
language, comma, and complex social structures. It didn't say it was characterized
Yeah.
by advanced intelligent
So what
language.
would be a complex social structure?
It depends who you talk to. There's difference all over the world.
Okay, can you just give me an example then?
Um, Probably law.
Okay, so do you think a baby is going to be able to understand law?
Okay, so
Do you think a baby is going to be able to have these complex thoughts because they're really intelligent? like there's species, like there are different animals, right, that do have the intelligence of a newborn baby, but you wouldn't say they're human just because they're that intelligent,
So
right?
I
A
want
newborn
to.
baby isn't going to be able to think these complex thoughts as the
I
same
know
way
you're
an
repeating
adult
yourself.
human would be able to.
Okay, so I need you to look up why, the physiological standpoint, that people will not consider a fetus a human, and then you can just get, because you're not
What do you
like
mean
listening to what I'm saying.
people? Like this is just
Hold
a
on, you're not really
biological
get what I'm
fact.
saying, so I just need you to look it up on your own time. I'm not gonna go back
Yeah,
and forth
this is
with you.
just okay. Yeah,
Okay?
I'm not gonna go back and forth. Yeah,
Mm,
this is genuinely a
Yeah,
biological
awesome.
fact, though. You can bring up anybody. I
Yeah, I'm
don't
not
understand why you
denying
won't.
that they're not
Why
Homo
won't you?
sapien, but I wouldn't consider them human, because it's not just you. Human is just because of you are the species of Homo sapien. Because
But it is though.
if you looked it up, that's what if it said. Just human is Homo sapien, but it doesn't just say that. It says
Yeah, you're just
other things
uneducated.
too.
Like if they are humans, they're the same exact thing. A homo.
So, would you consider it a seed, like a seed that is corn? Corn? No, you would consider it a seed that is a corn, and that's how I view a fetus. Okay, but
Do you know the
yeah,
process of AB? The both ways, the pill and surgery?
yeah, I know most ways. Why?
The pill, when you take it, it dissolves it slowly but surely, ending in a pretty gruesome death to the child. And then there's a worse way to do it, which is surgery. You know how
Well,
they do a
that's
surgery?
only when it's like past a certain week.
Do you know how the surgery is done?
I don't need to know that that is a way to AB. So
Let me just explain it real quick to you.
no, I don't need you to explain it to me. I don't really care how the AB is done. I don't really care. So it's still AB. So, but I appreciate you coming up, right?
Let me just hold on. So you're saying them pulling the brain out, taking apart every single limb there is, and pulling it out one by one individually, ending in a painful death, is not murder?
Um, yeah, it would be considered murder, but people don't go to jail for
That's
doing that.
AB. That's AB.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know that.
So you're
But
saying
if
it's
it
not
was
murder.
the unjust killing of somebody, then the doctors who are doing that would go to prison, but they don't, do they?
It's logically murder, but in the law book it ain't murder.
So
Logically
guess
murder,
what?
but in the
It's
law
not
book it ain't
murder.
murder. It still is logically. Because you're
Murder.
still
Okay,
It's the unjust
manslaughter
killing of
is
someone.
in law. Okay, so
Murder is
if
the unjust killing of something, so we
I
would just have
know,
to justify the
so
reason why it is not murder.
okay, but if the government doesn't see those people who are doing that as murder, then it's not murder.
but it's still
Okay,
logically murder because you're
wait, hold
saying
on,
that
hold
it
on.
looks
It's
like
I
taking
have a
life
question, host.
away.
I have a question, host.
What?
So look. Since he's making the claim that AB is murder, and you're saying that it's not, so murder by definition is the unjust killing of a human being. So what is the justified case of killing this fetus?
I'm talking about in law.
Yeah, this is law, like the unjust killing of something.
Of something, so anything, right?
Not bad. The unjust killing of a human. Not bad.
Okay, so there's many reasons why people get an AB, so you don't think it's justified?
Yeah. So again, if we just say for the financial reasons, that wouldn't even be justified because there are multiple what's called pregnancy help centers and multiple government resources to help these pregnant women to take care of their children.
Okay, but that doesn't change the
free,
fact that they're so broke.
free
Yeah, it
healthcare.
doesn't change the fact, but it still helps them even when they're having a kid. So again, that's not the justifiable reason
Not
for
full
them to take it.
time.
Yes, it is. Again, it helps.
No, it is
It
not.
literally does. These government programs, like what's called pregnancy help centers, help them get a job, help them with housing, help them with literally everything.
For
Literally
like
even gives
6
them money as
months.
well. Not again. You don't know how long it is for. So
I
again,
do. That's why I
how
said
do you know
6
how long it
months.
is for? How long it is for? Then is
Because I
exactly
do my
6 months.
research.
Is exactly six
Most,
months.
yeah. They don't keep you in until your kid turns 5 years old. They have a
Yeah, I
certain
know.
time limit, you know?
Yeah, because they can't just do that for everyone. But again, they're still helping the mother. Do you agree with that? Yes or no?
Yeah, but helping somebody for 6 months, I wouldn't really feel like that's enough,
Yeah,
especially
it
with a
gives the mother.
newborn.
It gives the mother enough time to heal for her body to recover. It gives them. They also give
Your
the mother
body, it
money.
takes 3 years to recover from childbirth, not 6 months.
Mm, 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't think about that. How long does it take to recover? So you need about 6 to 8 months time frame is more realistic for full recovery. So 6 to 8 months. So how many? You said how many months they are in there for? About five, up to 5 months for certain places.
No, I said 3 years for a woman's
No,
body to fully
no. I'm
recover.
just saying for this study I used, it didn't say 3 years. It said 6 to 18 months, which is about a year, which is about a year and a year and some change. I don't see any
Okay.
source that's saying 3 years.
All right, and that's fine.
So yeah, we're gonna say up to like 6 months that a woman needs to recover after a
No,
pregnancy.
we're not going to do that. You can say that.
Actually, my bad. Let's use the in between number of 6 and 18. So let's use around 13 months. So a year and some
So,
change.
a year and 2 months. No, a
Yeah,
year and
a
one
year
month.
and a month. You mean?
Yeah, a year and 1 month.
Yeah, a year and 1 month to recover.
Okay, so even if that is the amount, according to you, it's still, yeah. The
Right.
programs don't keep the women in there for more than 6 months. So
Center jobs. No. Pregnancy help centers. How long do they help
for
the
housing,
child, help the children or parents? Family. Let's see this. Okay. Um. Nope. This is just a donation clause. Let's look at
did you say
this.
for housing?
Oh, you want to do just specifically housing, or do you want to? Because there's
Yeah,
other
because they
things
can
you can
help
do.
them, but like for
All right.
housing is
Let me
what
see.
I'm talking about.
The parents. Okay. The child with housing. J. Safe for long-term registered care as a woman. Child. Let's look at this source. K. Kendrick. This is for Illinois.
You can ask in the comments, little girl.
I mean, again, since you were
Yeah,
saying
I
that
get
it's
what
up
you're
to five,
saying, like, oh, they
wait,
receive
wait, hold on.
help,
Wait,
but
since you're
like
saying
it's
it's up to
nearly not
five
enough.
months, wait, since it's up to 5 months that's your claim, can you please provide a source with that? While I'm also looking for one as well
A source for what?
for your claim. You said that they provide up to
No, you
five
can look
families
it
up to
up.
5 months.
I already
What do you
got the
mean?
information.
If you have the information, just tell me it then.
I did tell you.
You didn't tell me your source, so tell me your source.
Yeah, I don't have a direct website. Just go look it up. If you can't find it, then
So you don't have a direct website, so you just use the
no,
AI
I don't.
overview.
No, because if it
That
was
means
AI over it, you would see it for yourself as well. You don't see it either, do you?
I mean, yes, I do actually, but I
What
don't
does
want
it
to use an
say?
AI. I don't want to use an AI overview. Why would I use that?
I
It
mean,
just
it
literally
does
gives a bunch of
combine
sources
all
and just
different websites together, so I feel like that would be
yeah,
more
but
helpful than just
they can also
using one
misinterpret
website.
information. It can also misinterpret information because it's also abbreviating it.
And what
It's
source
not.
is that? Where can you find that source from? AI
Yeah, but
overview?
Can you just tell me your source? Like, why are you dodging the? Just tell me your source.
My source is Google.
Okay.
I don't even remember the website, so just look it up.
All right, it's cool then. Let's go. It's cool, bro. It don't even matter at this point. You obviously didn't have a source.
Yeah, I didn't. I
Yeah,
literally
it says
expressed
some
that to you.
centers provide often housing up to 6 to 12 months while working towards permanent housing.
Is that an AI overview?
Let's see, permanent housing, permanent housing.
So
Oh, yeah.
again,
No, it's not AI overview. It's
awesome for you.
It's the promo care. It's the promo care center.
All right, I don't really care what the source is, okay? Because at the end of the
What do
day,
you mean? You asked me to.
no, I didn't actually look any of this up. You just look it up on your own time. So again, I don't care.
You brought
But
up information that you didn't even know.
no, I do know. That's why I said it.
Check your information. You said 5 months.
No, I didn't. I said 6 months.
You said 5 months. Hold on.
I said 6 months, bro.
Other guy in there. Other guy in here. Did she say 5 or 6 months? Let's fact check that.
5 and 6 don't even rhyme. So.
She said 6 months. I swear she said 5. But if I'm wrong, then I'm sorry. But
this is not a forever type of thing, okay? 6 months is not nearly as enough time, especially as you have a child.
Do you want like the government to just hold their hand for like all 18 years? That makes no sense.
No, but like 6 months goes by like that.
It says 6 to 8 months. And 6 months doesn't go.
I thought you said 6 to 12.
I said 6 to 12. My bad.
See, your memory's clogged right now. I don't even know if I can keep up. No, you can't keep up.
I really just misspoke.
8 and 12 is a huge difference, dude. Okay, long story short, what I'm saying, okay, I get what you're saying. That's why I'm saying I get what you're saying, but I'm saying it's not nearly enough time. And people
also just receive housing. They receive money as well in other government.
In some states, they might. Only
in most states they do.
No, most states only provide the mother with food. They don't give them money.
Yes, they do.
This is literally for every type of housing, including
things like CHIP. CHIP is the thing.
Never heard of it.
You don't even know what CHIP is?
No. So, can you just lay off of the computer for a second, please, dude, and just really focus on what I'm trying to say?
You don't even know what these healthcare programs or benefits are even called. What are you talking about?
I don't need to know every name. All I need to know is what they do.
Yes, you do, because that also goes into this argument. Yes, it does. It literally.
It really doesn't.
That they receive just more than housing. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, so again, if we're just gonna go back and forth about statistics instead of like the actual topic. Then I'm gonna let you go.
We're just talking about.
Well, you're bringing up websites that has to do with statistics. You're bringing about. I have to have the name memorized in my head.
I didn't bring up no statistics. I
said statistics have to do with websites. Okay, so
in these websites, I didn't bring up statistics. What are you talking about?
I said statistics has to do with websites.
No, it don't. No, that doesn't make
yes,
sense.
It does.
You also have to back up your claim with data and proof. Like, you can't just say a baseless claim.
If somebody asks me, yeah, but I don't have all that just printed out whenever I talk about it.
I didn't have it printed out either. I just looked it up.
Okay, you looked it up, and guess what? You couldn't find most of it, dude.
I did. I literally found the source.
No, you didn't. You said, "Oh, I can't find the 6 months." And then you were clicking to see what.
I said that at first.
See, you don't even know what you're saying, bro. Listen.
I said that at first, and then I just.
I don't care about your excuse. I just want to talk about this, okay? So again, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's probably just too much. Well, it is too much work for these mothers. If they think that they literally have to pop a pill in their mouth, they're not going to go. They're not going to do the housing. It's just too much. It's really too much. And then I'm not just talking about the women who get ABs because they're not financially stable. It can be a multitude of reasons on why they get it. Okay? So,
most of the reasons are
whatever the reason is, since I'm pro-choice, it's enough reason for me to think it's okay. Because having a child is a whole lot. And pregnancy.
Yeah, it is, but it's still to just take that child's life again. You still
it's not even a child, it's a fetus. Okay?
Yeah, again, we're gonna say it's a child, or if you don't want to
We are
consider
not
it
going
a
to say
child, we're gonna
nothing.
say it's a human being.
It's not a human being. It's a
It
fetus.
literally is. But
If it was a human being, then it would be classified as a human being, and so on and
if
so forth.
fetus
There's
does
different
mean child.
stages of development of the Homo sapien cycle. Okay?
My bad,
If
my
it's
bad. Fetus
if
does mean
it's
child. It means
no,
it
it
means little
doesn't.
child. Yes, it does. It means
No,
little
it
child.
doesn't. There's multiple phases. There are multiple different words because of the certain stages of weeks that the Homo sapien life. Okay?
Yeah. So if it's a Homo sapien, when you consider it a human being? Yes or no?
Can you explain what being? Can you
What
explain
is a
what?
human being?
Can you hold on? Let me ask you this question. Can you explain what being is? Like, look up the definition while you're at it. You looking it up?
A man, a woman, or a child of the Homo sapien species. Oh, so you're by definition you're literally wrong. By definition, you're literally wrong.
Can
A
you?
human
I
being.
told you don't do that no more, dude.
You told me to look up the definition of a human being. So again, the definition literally contradicts
No,
what
I
you're
said
saying.
being. I said
Yes, human
being.
being. I looked up
I
human
didn't.
being.
Okay.
What is being and human being are two different things, but I guess you want to look
They
up
are.
being, you can. Existing. So again,
They are.
it's an existing thing. So that contradicts what you're saying too.
Okay, so the definition, it says a human being is a member of the species Homo sapiens, a person
Mm-hmm.
and two-legged primate with
Where
an
are you getting
advanced
this?
brain. So what fetus has that?
An advanced brain, two-legged, and what? What else?
A person. You're only
Yeah,
reading like
I don't
the
consider,
first sentence.
I don't consider being a person
And
to
this is
even
the
be up for
definition of a
conversation.
fetus. A fetus is an unborn offspring of a mammal that develops from an embryo marked by the presence of recognizable body organs.
Mm-hmm.
So what
So
point of that says it's a
hold on. Wait,
child?
say that again. Wait, say that again. Say that
A
again.
fetus is an unborn offspring of a mammal that develops from an embryo
Okay, and
marked
specifically in this conversation, what offspring is this fetus from?
Homo sapien.
Okay, so wouldn't it be a Homo sapien? Yes or no?
I'm not denying that. I view Homo sapien
No,
human as
hold on.
two
Hold
different
on. I'm not.
things.
Hold on. It goes more to my argument. In the definition of a human being is a man, woman, or child of the the Homo sapien species.
Okay. Well, I guess we're looking up two different sources because it doesn't say the same for me.
Oh, I'm just looking up Oxford Dictionary.
Of course you are.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Of course I am. It's really one of the most.
So can you search of this? Why do people say that fetus is not human being?
So you want? I don't get what that has to do with anything.
Because this is what I'm saying. This is what I
That's
believe.
what people's personal opinion, but
Yeah, this is what the person that who's you're debating with also thinks the same thing. I'm trying to explain. All right, bye. It's not a fact, dude. I'm trying to explain why I believe in this, and you keep on just quick to type things on your keyboard. You're not even trying to get like some type of understanding. So just look at that up, okay, and use the AI overview, and then just explain why I believe a fetus is not a human. Okay? That's all. Moving on. Hello. Are you pro-life?
Yeah,
Why?
because I think that you shouldn't be given the right to unjustifiably kill a human being.
Do you value human life?
Yeah.
What can make that human life less valuable, or is it always valuable to you, no matter what?
It's always valuable. You can't, like, there's nothing that, unless they're, like, do a horrible thing, like, maybe, I don't know, taking the life of another human being, yes, I'll probably value that human life a little different. But if it's a child of the womb who is just developing right now, then yes, I still value that life the same.
So no matter if somebody, like, you know, does something to little kids or murdered a bunch of women, you still view them equal value as a normal person walking down the street.
like I just stated, if they did something bad or if they did something that harmed or attacked another person, then I might value them as less. But if it's a human
Okay.
child in the womb, then yes, I value them different.
So everyone has different values.
Essentially, yes, in certain cases.
Okay, awesome. So since everyone has different values, I want you to explain all the values, like the main three. Like, what is a bad value to you, a good value, and what value you think a fetus has, since you think all of them are different.
Can you repeat that real quick? Just like the like second-ish area.
Okay, so since you said everyone else has different values, he explained three values that a bad person will have, a normal human being would have, and a fetus would.
But how does this associate with AB? Just a question.
Now, can you answer mine first, please? And I will be glad to share why I asked you.
Didn't she just say kill?
Oh, just hold up.
What? What'd you say?
Didn't she just say kill?
No, I said that.
No, I'm pretty sure that she said that she's fine with killing a baby.
I don't think she said that. And I don't even think that's a girl.
I heard kill.
I
her
said
mic.
kill.
My apologies.
And they also
Okay,
said kill.
are you ready to, you know?
Yeah, but again, how does this associate with AB?
Well, when you answer my question, I will feel free to let you know why I asked you.
Well, I just want to know, because before I answer this question, I just want to know how this has anything to do with AB.
I just want to see how you value
Again,
life.
this is kind of irrelevant, don't you think?
You can't answer my question?
I prefer not to, because like I stated, it's irrelevant. There's
Okay.
nothing really in between the
So,
two.
you don't even know because I didn't explain it to you yet.
No, again, like I'm stating right here, I'll state it like 5 times for the 5th time in a row. Again, this is basically irrelevant. You're giving me something that is in your favor because, well, I'm sorry,
Not
but I don't
necessarily.
It kind of is though, because you're using topics that include in your favor. So, like I said, this is irrelevant. I don't exactly know how, in most terms, this would be applied to AB. If you're talking about moral value or life of value, then therefore,
AB is not a fetus. AB is killing a fetus. So it has
yeah,
nothing to do
so-
with AB. I'm talking about with fetus right now.
So, what's the value of a fetus? Is what you're asking?
No, not necessarily. I'm asking you how you view value in different things, different types of people, right?
Again, like I stated before, I view everybody as the same unless they did something that harmed or attacked another person. See, I'm not going to value.
Oh, you view them the same. Oh, okay. I thought you view them differently.
No, I just stated again.
Okay.
I don't know if you're like having a hearing problem, but I'll view them the same unless they did something that.
Yeah, I
had
just heard
harmed-
you say that, so we can move on
had
now.
a harm attacked or attacked another person that resolved.
Yeah, I heard you say that. We can move on, okay? So if you view everyone the same way, unless their actions prove otherwise, what if I told you that the fetus did do an action?
How would a fetus be able to do this? The fetus is currently in the womb, no?
Okay, so
Hold up, that's an objective hypothetical. You're using an objective.
let me explain why, okay? So the reason why the fetus did do an action is just simply existing. So whatever the mother feels like it's necessary to get rid of it or not, like the value of it, I feel like if the mother says that it's devaluable because of its existing and she's not in the type of position to have a child, whatever the position might be, I would feel like that would mean that it will be less valuable.
So therefore,
Because
it's
I'm
not
pro-choice.
Okay, so it's not valuable because it's existing.
Yeah, and how is this existing is interpreted by the mother. Also, if the value part.
Just to make sure that I just heard you right. A child that is developing.
A fetus.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
I'm not sure.
Little child. So therefore, fetus is just a word for child. It's developmental stage that we call it. That's why we call teenagers and adults because that's just stages. We're all humans. We're just in different stages. There's
Yeah,
no
but
difference
there's
between
reasons why it has different names to all those things because they're
exactly
different.
stages. Yes, different stages.
Yeah, so this is a stage that people use. They don't use child.
Yeah, obviously, but again, if you're going to use the word fetus, then you can't say fetuses and it's
The
different
Latin
from
word of fetus is offspring, bringing forth, or the hatching of the young. It doesn't say child.
I didn't ask for an American. I asked for Latin.
Yeah, it says in Latin, fetus, spelled as whatever, directly means offspring, bringing forth, or the hatching of the youth.
Exactly. What is offspring?
Offspring is
Child. It's a child. You don't need to rack your brain for that one. Like I stated, so if you're going to use the word fetus, at least know what it means instead of saying fetuses is any different from a child.
I mean, it is though.
How I just stated that if it's any different than a child in the womb, fetus and child in the womb are the exact same.
Well,
thing.
you did also state that it was a part of different stages of development.
Yes,
So
but they're part of the same stages.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, but it's a different stage.
Exactly. How does stage matter?
Because it's different development at
So
that
therefore,
stage.
I'm worth less than you because of my stage.
Are you older than me or younger?
I don't think age particularly matters. Let's say
Yeah,
you're
because it
older
will mean if you're more developed, it does have to do about your
let's say
age.
You're older than me and I'm younger than you, and I'm a different stage of development, whether it be whatever age. Does that mean I'm less worth than you are?
People will actually see the younger people as more, than the older.
Therefore, a child of the womb would
Yeah.
be more valuable. No,
What'd you say?
if it's not, so a child of the womb would be the most valuable. No, because if it's the youngest, there
It's in the womb, so
Again,
it's up to the mother.
How does placement matter in value?
Well, it 100% does, so.
So therefore, is people in a different country, state, whatever, worth less than us because they're in a different place?
Some people might say so.
Again, that's subjective. That's just an opinion. There's no actual evidence.
Yeah, it would be. Just because it's
that-
subjective doesn't mean it can't be answered.
Yes, but you do realize that that logic falls apart. When you say because of its placement or because it's in the womb, when I say, oh, well, then if there's people in a different country, different state, therefore are they not any less than us? And you said, yes, some people would view that as. And
But a
that's not-
womb and a place, like a country, is 3 different things. So I wouldn't really compare, inside of a woman's body the same as like a place. I wouldn't classify those things as the same. I know what it is. I know, but you are comparing it. That's why it's a hypothetical, right? So again, I wouldn't view it as the same thing.
I'm not viewing it as the same thing. I'm viewing it as an example. When you state that
For what?
It's worth less. Okay, I'll let you know, okay? When you stated that because it's in the womb, therefore it's worth less than me or you.
No, I didn't.
Then what? Well, then what any different is it in the womb?
I asked you about the age, and then I was talking. Then you brought it to the fetus. So I don't view the fetus the same as I would a child. Okay, I view it differently because I view the fetus as a clump of cells, right?
Again, it's not
a child. Okay, but a child has way more than just cells. It has bone mass.
You do realize that we're all atomic cells, correct? We're all cells. He's saying it's a clump of cells is completely illogical.
No,
it is true.
It's not illogical. It's factual.
No, because you see your skin; those are skin cells. Therefore, they're cells.
I didn't say skin.
Your body is a cell. No, but you do realize whenever you say clump of cells, it's just a developmental stage. Okay, we are both cells.
I know.
Everybody in this
but that's not all we are, though.
Yes. Again, I didn't state that. I said that we're all cells.
So okay. So what I mean. So okay, but what I mean by that is. Okay, but what I mean by that, it doesn't have bones, it doesn't have skin, that is a cell, but it doesn't have none of that. It doesn't have any development features, it doesn't have, let alone a feature or an organ, it's just a clump of cells.
It needs to have certain features in order to be considered human, no?
Yeah, essentially.
So if somebody's missing an arm, would you consider them human or not?
You'd be less than, because it's not the normal.
So therefore, because of something that they can't control, whether it was at birth or whether it was because of an accident.
Just because you can't control it doesn't mean your value is the same. Like if you're born with cancer, you're obviously not seen as the most valuable human. Same if you are missing an arm. That doesn't mean you're good. Well, you probably will be treated differently, but that's the reason why people treat them differently, is because they see them as less valuable, because they're missing something.
You're saying a human being is worth less because of an arm missing?
Yeah, because it's not the normal. It's not the typical.
Typical was what we call normal. There's no actual like fact of what is normal. There's not a book of this is normal, this is normal. No,
Well, normal in the sense of what you're supposed to be born with to help you in life.
like I just stated, that's objective.
Just
That's
because
what
there's percentages where you're not born with certain things doesn't mean like there isn't an expectation of the mother or the family and the doctors to have you a certain way, which will be considered a norm.
Yes, but
So-
exactly what we just stated. Normal and what we confide as normal is just what we decide. It's not.
But it's
an
not
actual-
just normal. It will be, in this instance, like your body. If it wasn't considered normal, then it wouldn't be an expectation.
So
It wouldn't be a thought.
you
What?
basically just backed out of your opinion entirely of what you just stated earlier.
No, I didn't. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So, yeah, I do view it as a clump of cells. It doesn't have any organs, development features, bones, none of it. So I do view it as less than. I do, yeah.
And you stated previously that you view a person with one less arm less than another person.
I see it as less normal, yeah.
AKA less valuable, because normal is just they back out of that.
Less
Yes,
valuable? I don't view people as value unless they do an action.
Can you say that again?
I don't view someone as less valuable unless it has to do with their actions. So that one armed person, committed a crime that I don't stand, I would view them less valuable. But I don't view value and normal as the same. They're not the same.
So you just backed out of your entire opinion. What you just
No, I
previously-
didn't.
I think you kind of did though, because you stated.
But I'm not associating value and normal as the same thing. I don't interpret those things as the same. I can value something and I can see something normal, and those are two different views that I have. They're not the same to me. They can be the same for you.
Or not? Is that not degrading in some which way?
I don't really care what you think it is.
Okay, no, I'm asking you a question. If you go up to somebody with one less arm, and you say that's not normal, would you not say that that's degrading them right there?
But it's not, though. No matter
is-
what it is, it's not
Oh.
normal.
Again,
I don't
but
see they
how-
have less value, though. That would be degrading.
I'm asking about the top.
You're asking about, you're labeling something that you feel like I may have seeing a one-armed person.
I'm asking this. You see a person, one less arm than anybody in the crowd. Okay,
Mhm.
you go up to that person and you state, clear today as them, that's not normal. Is that not degrading them in some way?
That would never be a hypothetical in my world, so I can never answer that.
So even though it's one of the most realistic hypotheticals,
That's not, I've never heard of that type of hypothetical of me deliberately going up to someone that I view as less normal and saying that they're not normal. That's not something I would do to even answer that question.
So you're dodging the question essentially.
Would you kill a baby?
No,
Would you eat a baby?
no,
Would you go up to a baby and say, I'm going to eat you?
no, obviously not. I don't know
Okay.
exactly what compares because this really doesn't have
Yeah,
much. of a-
because the hypothetical doesn't fit your worldview. So
No,
me
no,
sa-
don't. I literally just
so-
I gave you a situation, a circumstance, in which if you went up to a person with one less arm,
Mhm.
and you called them less, or you call them less normal or not normal, therefore that would mean degrading. That it's essentially degrading. You're degrading that person on a
Yeah, but
what
am I doing that? Have I done that? No.
it's calling somebody not normal because of a physical
It's not.
feature. That's degrading.
It's a
So
feature
bu-
that they don't have that's expected.
So therefore, bullying is not existent anymore. Because if
No
you're not-
one's
if you-
bullying. I don't know what you're doing with this, but no one's trying to bully nobody.
No, you're saying that even though you degrade them on something that they are missing,
I don't
or
degrade them. If I say that if somebody who has cancer, that's not normal, that's, your body is doing something it shouldn't do, saying that to that person, is that like degrading? No, it's not, because it's not normal.
Anyways, yeah, I think it would be because you're essentially saying that they're not normal because of a certain event
Disease.
that will going to take place.
Yeah, it's not though. Especially when you're young.
So you go up to somebody and say, "Wow, you have cancer." That's kind of like unnormal. That's not the same thing. Like that's weird. And
Yeah,
then
but
that's not
you're framing it like saying it is like different than what it actually is.
like the truth here. I'm
Like if
giving
you,
you
yeah,
that you
but
won't
if
have any response.
no, but
Instead of
what you're
why?
doing is you're thinking I have the same type of view the way you do, because I see people what I consider normal and their value have nothing to do how normal they are. It has to do about their actions, like I expressed to you. So
I never associated that we would have the
yes,
same
you
views.
did. You actually did though.
You didn't though. If you truthfully look at what I stated, I never brought up any like views of what we believe in. I just stated again, like I gave you two
You
hypotheticals.
said since you see them as not normal, do you view them as less valuable? And I said no, I don't view those things as the same. That's
Again,
what you said.
I don't know how many hypotheticals I have to give you before you actually give me like an actual answer instead of just saying, "Well, I
I
don't
did give
know."
you a bunch of answers. You're not
Truthfully,
taking it.
oh yes, because the answers are completely irrational.
I don't have to answer every type of those hypotheticals that will never ever happen, and I don't even relate to answer them.
You're just dodging the question.
Okay, you
Instead of,
dodged my question in the beginning when I was trying to ask you a question. You never answered it because you didn't find it
essentially,
relevant. So
question is
you're allowed to do that, but I'm not allowed to literally express to you why I can't do that.
no, like I
Really?
said, the question was irrelevant. It had nothing to do with the
You
topic.
can't label it as irrelevant if you didn't hear the explanation behind it.
There isn't needed an explanation if it has nothing to do with that topic or associated with that
It
topic.
100% did.
How in any way would that be any way possible to be considered?
Because in the beginning, I thought you said that you view every person with different value. So I was gonna ask you, like, can you express like what person and how do you deem them as less valuable? That was gonna be like, okay, well, compare it to the fetus, right? But you didn't say that. You view everyone the same. So we had to move on.
Yeah, exactly. That's see how irrelevant that is because I gave you an answer yet you couldn't take it, so therefore you brought up.
I know. I literally said we moved on because I misheard you.
So then why did you bring it back up and claim it was irrelevant?
Because before you even heard anything, you didn't even get the point where I was saying something you didn't say. Hold on, you didn't even get the point where I was saying something that you didn't say, but you were still stuck on how irrelevant it was when you didn't even hear the explanation behind it. And you didn't even get the point where I misheard you because you were so focused on saying if something's irrelevant when you didn't even hear the story behind it.
You don't need an explanation to know something is irrelevant. If it has nothing to do with that topic or doesn't associate with that topic, therefore that's irrelevant.
So how is me saying that value, and you obviously value the fetus, how's that not compare? And how does it's not relevant?
Because value does not equal life, like I said.
It does to me. It does in a lot of people's minds.
An opinion, and essentially that's just what you believe in. It's not an
Yeah,
actual
but
truth.
just because you have an opinion as well doesn't mean I'm supposed to run with yours and not go with mine. Especially if that's a part of my argument.
I didn't force you to, now did I? I didn't say that. Oh, because I believe in something, you have to believe in it too.
No, you said you're devaluing what I feel like is important because you don't want to talk about it. But that's literally a part of my argument.
How? I truthfully would love to know how without you just saying, oh, because this and this.
So you're saying, oh, I don't feel like doing something.
You look at it, that was entirely irrelevant on the topic. Just brought
Okay,
it up
so let's just move on because I'm just done going back and forth with you. Okay? So I'm going to explain why I don't value the fetus.
Okay, but I do want to ask a question. There was a
No, you cannot.
No, because I think I can because of freedom. I'm not
going to listen though.
Okay. Well, there was a man up here, and I this is going to make you look more guilty of this. But there was a man up here who's giving an excellent point. I don't know entirely his name. Let me look it up. I can look it up. I don't think I have it.
Are you
actually. Oh, no,
pro-life or pro-choice, Biscuit?
Lemmeat. Yeah, so Lemmeat, he was up here and he was proving an excellent point. Yet instead of giving an actual like response to that, you simply just took him off as a speaker. Can you tell me why you did that essentially?
You support ICE?
Okay, completely ignore the question. That's definitely helping your case there. I guess it's just an association.
But
with,
are you pro-life? Are you pro-life or pro-choice, Biscuit?
Hey, this is not a question about about what I just stated, but do you associate being wrong with being weak?
Why are you not answering? I mean, you said you wanted to come up, so just... I guess you don't want to answer. That's fine.
Do you not wish to respond to the question I just asked?
Okay. No, because I just said I wasn't going to listen to it, and then you continue to talk. What a big waste of time. What a big waste of time.
Sitting right here.
Hello.
I'm like, all right. Oh, my bad. Sorry. So,
Hi.
hello. So I'm assuming that you support ICE.
No.
Nope. Oh, I was confused by the thing. I thought it said because you're the creator. I thought you meant that you support ICE. But I'm assuming. So do you support abortion, AB?
Yes.
Hello.
4 and 5.
Hello. I got on here like 12.
Yeah, so
Hello?
I do support AB 100%.
So I was confused because like when I went here, I thought that you supported ICE and you did not support AB. I was confused because I thought that. So I think we're on the same page here. So I don't think we need to debate.
Okay, that's fine.
But I can still tell you my points though, if you would like to listen.
Sure. What do you got to say?
Okay, so what I have to say is, okay, first I'm going to say that this may bring different opinions, and I respect that people may disagree. My goal is to explain why ICE is bad. Okay. So one of the biggest criminals of ICE that it's enforced action separate families. When parents are detained or deported, children can experience emotional stress, financial hardship, and uncertainty. Critics argue that immigration reforms should be placed in a greater focus and keep families protected. Listen, I'm debating right now, rookie. No, I'm not reading. Shut up. No, I'm not. I'm not. It's my wallpaper.
Biscuit.
Okay, y'all, I gotta go. Yes, it is.
Hello.
Hello. Are you pro-life or pro-choice? Do you support ICE, yes or no?
No, I don't support ICE, but I'm pro-life.
Okay. Can you explain why?
Are you aware of what rule consequentialism is?
No.
All right, so do you agree that we should do things that lead to the best consequences?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you think we should preserve life when possible?
When possible?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Because I don't value every life, especially every human life. Because I know that there's a possibility of disgustingness with human life.
Okay,
Does that
wait.
make
So
sense?
you don't think humans are inherently have intrinsic moral weight?
No, I
If not,
don't.
why?
No.
Wait, why?
Well, it's just simply because they don't.
That's not really a response.
How isn't it?
Look, that's just going in circular. I just asked why you don't believe that, and then you basically just said because I don't believe it. Like that's not.
Yeah, because okay, well, I guess I can just say this. There's a lot morals people made up like random things that they might consider good and wrong. So I don't feel like that will have more weight to them if it's not applied to any other animal besides human.
What do you mean any other? You think morality is only innate to humans themselves?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, like I said earlier, there's a lot of morals that really don't exist that people claim that they have, morality to, and it doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean by don't exist?
Like something that's not there.
Like not there as in it's not in our like reality, or as in we don't take it to be something of value, because
No, they take they
what I'm going with this is that we inherently do have more weight for like animals and stuff, because there's literally the laws restricting of what you can do to an animal, which is going to be something that's going to determine what's right and wrong. So obviously there's going to be some moral weight for animals too. So that's why I'm saying that. So I don't know why you just think like moral weight is only.
Mom's gonna explain it to you. She didn't let me finish. Oh, okay. I guess skip me.
Wait, no, I don't think there anything is to explain though. I just showed you how like animals inherently have
No,
more
but
weight.
I don't think morality exists like outside of the human scope of things. So
What do you mean by human scopes of things? Like external to you?
like yeah, so no, just like since human beings have more knowledge, right? They make up stuff to fit their logic. Would they feel like that will, fit the way they think? And a lot of the stuff is made up. So, like I brung the animal examples because no animal can like point to a lot of things that human beings view as morally right and wrong. So that's when I was like, it doesn't apply to animals. And if you can't apply it to animals, then it must not be true, and it only can apply to the human scope of life.
Okay,
Which
so
doesn't
number
mean
one,
something's right.
I'm gonna need the argument for the last part of why, because like the last part you said doesn't even make sense inherently. Like I'm gonna need the argument for the last part. And for prior to that, do you think there's some type of like metaphysical hierarchy between what we can see and scope as humans? Because obviously we're living in a world where we're perceiving things from ourselves and how we live typically and normally. So I don't know if you think there's some type of metaphysical hierarchy that people deem to be above us of what we can perceive as humans. Because obviously I think it's going to be trivially true that we should be going off of things that we can perceive ourselves and that we can actually do and make work of, right? So I don't think it makes sense for just to like assume that's some type of like metaphysical hierarchy that we should go off of and not actually like grant for our own human scope. So I don't know if you have an argument for like some type of metaphysical hierarchy. If you do, you can give it.
So, like, I don't just look at things that just human beings pay attention to. I look at things that like other different species can also look upon to. Now, I get that they might be a little bit less educated, but when something's like a obtuse fact, you can't. No other animal can deny that thing. So, I don't think there's a hierarchy the way you just explained.
No, the reason why I'm saying there's a hierarchy is because that's what you're inherently like assuming, and that's why I'm asking for argument for it. Because obviously, it's trivially true that animals can't possess the knowledge and to act on things that we can. Obviously, we're the superior being as a mammal and Homo sapien, right? But I don't know why we would be going off things, or we'd be trying to grant our knowledge off of individuals or species that can't even or aren't even on par of what we can think of and imagine into this world. So basing off our intellectual, like, I'll say our intellectual, I'll say probably like how we just like function and how we think off of other animals or species. I think that makes no sense given the fact that number one, we don't even know what they believe and think. And then number two, it would make no sense because we're not that species. So obviously, I think we should be basing this off of what humans believe and think.
So just because we're smarter, I don't think we're the better, superior mammal. The only higher superior mammal would be the one who can adapt to literally anything. And I don't think that will be to humans. So I don't agree just us having a lot of knowledge on things and will make us superior. So that's why I would view animals, if they can't view it not the same way, but view what we're talking about, then it must not be true, like certain morality points, right? So
I need the argument for the last part. Why is that the case? Why is that the case? Because something can't view or be on par with what we can think.
So
that what we believe is wrong.
So again, no animal can like disprove facts. So if it was a fact, you can't disprove it because it's the truth. So I feel like a lot of human beings make up stuff to fit whatever thing they make up logically. So I bring in animals, like other animals, to the equation because you can show an animal a phone right? Like you can show a bear a phone, but that doesn't mean like they need to understand what exactly the object is to know that it's there in front of them. So that's what I mean. Just because they can't understand something doesn't mean they can't know that it's there. So when certain morals that humans possess that I don't feel like actually exist, I cannot show to an animal and can be like, okay, yeah, even though I don't know what this is, I can still prove, like acknowledge that this is a fact. So if you can't do that to a lot of things that we feel is morally right and wrong, then I don't think it's actually there. So that's why I would apply it to animals.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to like walk you through this. So, number one, what you're saying is completely like irrelevant to the concept of what we're actually talking about, because I don't know why you brought up showing a phone to an animal, and
because you asked me why am I
wait, could you not cut me off, please? Of course you can acknowledge that. Of course the animal's gonna acknowledge that the thing is there, but I don't know how that's gonna be in relevance to morality or the concept of like abortion in general. And also, number two, obviously these things are inferior to us. So why am I going to be granting or accepting some like value of what something inferior to me can't even properly perceive and tell what it is inherently, rather than just to going to another human being that's probably on par with me and what I can believe and think in terms of logic and everything else. Like that makes no sense. And for number three, what was the third part you said? You said you were talking about the morality. Oh yeah, okay. And then the third part is that like, what is going to be your criteria for something being superior? Because earlier you were inherently saying that the animals aren't going to be, we're not superior to these animals. I don't need the argument for that, because I think the humans are obviously going to be the like superior like species on this planet. I think that's trivially true. Like, and if you think otherwise, I would need to see an argument why. So could you address those three things?
So I would, yeah, I would. So this actually has nothing to do with abortion, and the reason why I was talking about it because you brought it out to begin with. So I don't look at animals as they like we should take every info from them, but I'm saying when people think that morality actually exists, right? So I'm telling you, you cannot deny a fact. So I would apply it to animals, because animals cannot deny something that's actually there. So I'm not saying you look at the animals to gain most info. Absolutely not, because they can't determine certain stuff, but they can't deny that it's not there. And that's what I would look at the other animals to detect. And if they can't detect that, that's what I was like, oh, it's not real. So why I think human beings are not superior, because we have destroyed many things to get to this point. So when I view something as superior, like I wouldn't view like you have to eliminate a lot of things, including the thing that we need to live and breathe on to live, and we have to get rid of all those things. And I don't think we're better than any other animal, because we're creating more destruction than improving more on this planet. And that's why I don't think they're superior. We're not the fastest. We're not the strongest. We're definitely not the smartest.
We are the smartest.
No, we are not.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we're literally able to create the technology that we're using right now to have a conversation
that only us can use.
Yeah. Wait, name another mammal that can like interact and talk through a phone and actually know how to use it, other than a Homo sapien.
I'm not just electronics, dude. I'm saying like if we're only building stuff for only us to use, like I wouldn't feel like that's like, oh my god. If we were building stuff that everything could use, like maybe like a communicating device, maybe. But if we're only building stuff for us to use, I don't think that, oh my god, we're just these brilliant things.
Yeah, we definitely are. But you kind of just agreed with me that we're superior, because I don't know what type of criteria for superior that was, but you kind of just agreed with me, because if you already agree that we destroy everything, or that so much in some manner that we destroy everything, obviously if we have the capability to destroy everything and something's not overcoming us, obviously we're the superior being and the superior species. So you just agreed with me on that.
So you think destroying things?
No. Prior to that, you were talking about morality. You're still not making I'm not seeing like the transitive bridge between morality and then the animal being able to perceive and be able to appear to what they see on a phone. Like you're bringing up the hypothetical that if you show an animal a phone, right, that obviously they can't use it, they can't do anything with it, but they acknowledge that's there. I don't know,
because it wasn't made for them. But they can acknowledge that it's there, dude. That's the point I was trying to make.
Okay, it's trivially true that they can acknowledge that it's there. How is that relevant to morality? Like, do you know what morality is? That's between what's right and wrong. How is something between what's right and wrong going to be relevant to an animal seeing that you're holding the phone? Like, do you not see like the distinction?
Because morality, for one, it can be subjective of who you talk to, right? But it also can be applied to animals too. But with certain morality points that have to do about things that really don't exist, that I'm not going to bring up, you can't do to an animal. You can't show to an animal.
Okay.
And that's why I brought up the phone example.
All right. Do you know what morality is? Because I think that's what we
good
need
and
to go
wrong.
through. I don't think you know what morality is.
Good and wrong. Good and bad.
It's good and bad, right and wrong, right? So
yeah,
the analogy and hypothetically you're bringing up, me showing an animal a phone and them acknowledging the phone exists isn't something that has to do with what's good and bad and right and wrong. Do you see that?
No, I didn't. No, that wasn't the point, though.
Okay, so what's the point of you showing that or bringing up the analogy?
Let me just, fine, if you want to get to an argument point, we can do it. So, for example, God. A lot of people use God for morality. So that's what I brung that up. You can't show an animal God. Okay, and people use the excuse, or like God, what God does. You can't show an animal that. But people's excuse is, oh, the animals can't understand something. That's why they don't understand that it's there. But I gave the phone analogy to people because they don't know what this purpose of this thing is in front of them, but they can acknowledge its existence. So that's what I was talking about. But I didn't want to bring God into it, but
okay,
that's a good example of what people base their morality off of, or what they think they get it from.
Okay, yeah, people get their morality off of their ethical views, right? Like I said prior, rule consequentialism. There's deontology. There's virtue ethics. They get their morality from ethical viewpoints in philosophy. I don't know, like, obviously you can use God as some type of moral standpoint, which I think is perfectly fine. I mean, I'm a Christian, right? But like, obviously you can't show anyone physically God, right? That's irrelevant. What you use God for is you use it through the Bible, which is something you can perceive, obviously, because you can read it. And you use what the disciples, through God, that God was talking to them, you use their type of moral standpoint through the Bible to actually have some type of morality view or moral view of what you base your things on, what's good and bad and right and wrong, right? So when you're showing an animal a phone, again, obviously they can perceive it and everything, but it's still irrelevant to the point of where you actually derive your morality from and what you're basing your morality off of.
So I would still use the same context with God, because God is not just like in the Bible. People who are Christians say that God's everywhere because of the things He has done. But you but you just brought up the Bible example. So I know what your definition is, okay? I know what it is. So, but you brung up that you can't show, but you get it from the Bible, but that's not all that God can be perceived from according to Christians. So, so that's when I was like, you can't show the properties of God, which I also said, either to whatever you guys determine it to be. It's different properties. The more I speak to Christians, they think they don't have the same type of thing.
What are those properties is what I'm saying?
Like healing properties, like certain things that He's done to the earth, stuff like that.
So assuming that this is true, right? Like, obviously we see these properties in our everyday life, because if you know in the Bible where He says, if I'm remembering correctly, that on every single day, on the first 7 days, He created, first created the sun and the moon and the stars, and then I'm pretty sure are you aware of that verse where they explain how He created everything?
Oh yeah, when He created everything, yeah.
So in a nutshell, He basically it shows steps on how He created everything, right? That would be inclusive of.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at is you can't. An animal can't deny a fact,
Yeah. Okay. Wait,
it doesn't matter how much knowledge they may know, they can't deny it. So, like, if you show a bear the stars, it can look up at the stars. They might not know what it is. You can't show an animal like what you think your morality comes from, which is God. So it's not just God, but a lot of people have different morals on things that are really not even there. So that's when I was like, it doesn't really, exist unless it's in a survival type of instance. But it's usually never, morality never is coming from a survival type of perspective. So
survival. You're just like, I'm not gonna hold you. You're
morality
going
means
all over.
good and bad, right? So what does that have to?
Obviously, it
What
means good
not
and
does
bad
it
and
has to
right
do
and
with
wrong.
survival? Like there's a lot of
Okay,
situations that
you're
can affect
bringing
your
up.
survival with good and bad. So
Okay, so number one, bro, I'm gonna just get into the point of the because the animal analogy is like so trivial and irrelevant. It's like actually crazy. So I'm gonna just dive into that so you stop bringing up this like animal analogy that's like actually makes no sense. So
please
the
don't
animal
disrespect
analogy,
me and then expect to still talk.
the animal analogy is so trivial and irrelevant to the
Okay,
point where like
you say it again. Goodbye. You don't have to be rude. I didn't say, oh, you're a Christian. Obviously, you're going to point out some just irrelevant, schizophrenic situations. I didn't say that to you. Hello. Do you want to speak? Up. Raise your hand if you want to get let up, not the guy who was just brought down because he doesn't know how to listen. If not, we can wait. I don't think it's true. You should know by now. I'm not the guy for you.
Excuse me?
Please don't act like this, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, what's your main point? Why do you think abortion is bad but ICE is good?
No, it was a question. Why is a question? I didn't say AB is bad. I said
I'm
why
sorry.
is. Yeah.
Okay, I think I usually don't go against it, but I can. I can say abortion is murder, and ICE is taking illegals, like illegal people away, like murderers and stuff. That's my point.
Wait. Are you switching sides?
Yes, but I'm already up here. Like, yes, I'm gonna switch sides for the debate.
Okay. So, do you value human life?
I value human life, yes.
No matter the action?
Define that. What do you mean?
Like, do you devalue someone and like if they like killed a bunch of women or if they did stuff to kids? Like, do you devalue them or you still view them as the same?
I view them as a person, but I don't view them as the same value. Like I don't.
So you don't value everyone?
I do value everyone, but I'm not going to view you as the same if you go around killing people.
Okay. So what do you think that somebody can do something bad without them knowing?
Without them knowing? What do you mean without them knowing? Who doesn't know?
There's a lot of people who do bad things and don't know that what they're doing is bad. Like, for example, like, when you get plastic filler, right? You're doing it because you think it's good, but a lot of people don't know that the filler migrates all across your body and it can create a type of cancer. So that's an example of someone doing something that's bad and they don't know that it's bad. So do you think that can happen?
I'm sure it can happen, but I feel like it's kind of different though, because there's bad things that can happen that affects the economy, and there's bad things that affect you and only you. You know, like I don't know what you mean. And
like I'm just asking overall in general. Like, do you think someone can do something bad without knowing that it's bad?
It depends what it is. Like
I know, but like it doesn't matter.
If it's filler, then I wouldn't care. But if it's about like murdering someone and they don't know it was wrong, I'm not. Yeah, that's not right.
No, I'm not saying the possibilities. I'm just saying, could this happen? Do you think this could happen?
I mean, sure. If it's right and you have sources to prove that, then yeah, it is wrong. But it's only lip filler. Like I'm not gonna.
No, I'm not talking about the lip filler. I gave you an example because you asked me. What do you mean?
Yeah. Yes, it can happen.
Okay, so what if I told you that the fetus did something without it knowing what it did that was bad?
What is this question?
No, I'm saying, what if I told you that? Do you think I can tell you something like that?
I mean, sure, you're entitled to your own opinion. Do I think the fetus did anything? No, I don't.
Well, what it did was just simply existing. And if it will continue to exist in the womb, it will create more bad things.
What's the bad thing? Where's your source?
Well, you know what women go through with pregnancy. It's mostly
Sure.
bad. Like the pain, the cramps, the throwing up, the nauseousness, getting really bloated, all that stuff is bad. The fetus doesn't know what's doing that, but it's still doing that. But it simply existing is the reason why those things are being done.
I mean, like, I guess sure, but that's not the fetus's fault. Like, the woman consented to being pregnant. The fetus didn't consent. That's not the fetus's fault. If we're looking at it, then it's really the mother's and the father's.
Yeah, the mother knew that this could be a possibility. The fetus did not know about it, but that wasn't the question. If they know about it, the question
No, they
that
don't know
is,
about it. The fetus,
yeah.
most abortions happen before 13 weeks, so they can't
Okay,
even
yeah.
function.
I know. But I'm saying is why I asked you, do you think someone can do something without knowing it? Do you think someone can do something bad without
Yes,
knowing
I
it?
do think- yes,
So
but if you're
just
talking
because the
about
fetus
abortion,
didn't know doesn't mean it didn't do something bad.
Your point's not very. It's not. It's a strong argument. It's not a strong argument.
Do you think that what women go through pregnancy is a good thing?
I think it's just a part of being pregnant. Like if you
Do you
consent to
think it's
being
a good
pregnant, then
thing?
that's not. Huh?
I know that's a part of pregnancy, but there's a lot of people who don't like it because of the bad properties of being pregnant. So I'm not asking you, is that's what it's done? Are you supposed to expect it? I'm asking you, do you think those things that happen during pregnancy is good or bad?
It's not neither. It's just a part of being pregnant. Like I don't
So
understand. What
it's
does it have
not
to do with
neutral.
abortion? What does it have to do with abortion? I don't understand your point.
Well, the point is that people claim that getting rid of the fetus is unjust and it's not right because there's no good reason to get rid of it. But the reason of like what you can deal with through the pregnancy is enough reason to get rid of it, right? It would be
No,
different.
I don't understand your point. Like, yes, the fetus it doesn't even cause harm. It's just the side effects of being pregnant. But that doesn't mean
It's
you can go
bad
around
a
aborting
million
the child.
times.
There's
Listen,
no exactly. That doesn't make us. That doesn't
just
make
because
sense.
you don't clarify it as the same way doesn't mean it's not in the
It's
same
literally
way.
biologically human. The fetus did not consent to wanting to be pregnant.
I didn't say
Then
it
what are you trying
knew.
to say that there's side effects and because there's
I'm
side effects
saying
you can abort
that
the baby?
the
Is that
bad
what you're
part.
saying? Because that's literally what you're saying. Answer my question. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Then what are you trying to say? Because you're saying if there's
I'm
side effects and
saying
if it's no, listen to me. Because I've already let you talk. You're saying that if you're pregnant and there's side effects, then you should abort the baby because there's bad side effects. That's exactly what you're saying, just in shorter terms. That doesn't sound
there's
right.
no
That's such a
good
weak argument.
things that happen during pregnancy. Your
Yeah,
body's
that's
literally
literally what you're saying.
changing.
That's what you're saying. You're
Yeah,
saying
it's
that
what it
if there's
is.
bad side effects that goes with pregnancy, that means you should go around aborting your baby.
No,
That's
I'm
literally
saying
what
that
you're saying.
I'm saying that is enough reason for women to
No,
abort
it
it.
isn't. It's just side effects of being pregnant. The baby did not consent to being in the
So
stomach.
you
The
think
UTI had
women
sex.
like being pregnant and that's
Yes, some
not
of
the
them
reason?
do. Some of them do. Some of
Hold
them even
on,
have
stop
fetishes for it.
talking for a second and let me
I am
finish the
okay. I'll stop talking,
question.
girl. Pop off.
What I'm saying is, do you think that the women who they think that pregnancy is like a good thing and that's the reason why they abort it, or do you think the reason why they abort it is because they don't want to be pregnant because of the bad things that happen during pregnancy?
They abort it for all types of reasons. They abort it for not consenting. They abort it for not wanting a child. They abort it for not being financially ready. Do I think that's right to abort the child? No, I don't. You're only trying to go off of one point. You need to open your eyes and see.
No, I'm only asking this one question. I obviously know. I obviously know. Okay, but the reason why could be a multitude of reasons. But
That's what I
why,
said.
in this instance, do you think women who abort the baby, they enjoy the pregnancy, or do you think they're scared of pregnancy, especially labor, because of the many bad things that happen with it?
You're speaking for all people. I can't speak for everybody.
Then you need to leave. You need to leave. I'm not even asking anyone besides you, so what are you talking about? You just can't answer. It's fine.
Hey. Okay.
Hey.
Well, I think getting an abortion in certain situations is like fine. I think it's fine in any situation actually. Like it's a woman's body, like that baby, that fetus isn't a baby yet. Like I think it's fine, but like the point you're arguing doesn't make sense. Like I like saying that it's like uncomfortable to be pregnant, or like I don't know, like I don't understand what you're saying. Like
So if you don't understand what I'm saying, then why are you trying to say it and think that you're gonna understand? Just ask me a question, dude. Instead of saying, "Oh, I don't understand." Well, if you don't understand, ask me.
Are you gonna rage bait a debate on Roblox?
No, you're just crying about it, and it's just like you don't understand. When I don't understand something, I ask a question. I don't just say it.
I don't understand what you're saying at all. Like you're just making a random point, like trying to justify abortion. Like
so you do know what I'm saying.
Got like essayed. If someone like doesn't have the money to take care of a baby, like yeah, I get that, but like it's uncomfortable to be pregnant. Like why would that justify getting an abortion? What?
That's actually not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying in this instance, you know, when people get an AB, right? Do you think that they like being pregnant, right? Do you think that could be like not the reason why they get an AB, or the reason is because of the many bad things that happen during pregnancy and labor? Do you think women don't care about that and they only focus on just being unstable for the AB?
I mean, why would someone like want to get pregnant if they don't want to be pregnant?
No, can you answer my question, please?
Wait, ask again.
Goodbye. It's just so ridiculous. Like, these fucking idiots. They claim they don't understand. I repeat it to them, and then they ask me a question. Like, what the fuck? Stupid ass bitch. Stupid ass bitch, honestly. People who get ABs, they don't like being pregnant because of the fucking scared shit that happens during the pregnancy as well. And that's what I'm asking you. Do you think they like, you know, being pregnant? You think they like going through that? No.
Yo. Whoa. These girls want Duke, then it's not me.
Girl, be quiet.
Why is AB bad, but Ice is good? AB's not bad. And Ice
Really?
is
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's good?
I mean, in most cases.
Oh my
yeah.
god. So you think it's bad then? If you talk about most cases.
If we talk about most cases, then I think it's mostly good, bro. What are you on about?
No. You don't. Cause no, you don't. No, you don't then.
No, I
So
think
what
it should
case
be.
So what cases do you feel like it's just like not right to do it?
Look, I don't think it's right to do it for as like a form of birth control. But
It is a birth
because
control.
yeah, look, but I don't think it should be illegal. I think it should be allowed in all cases until a certain until like 3 months or something. And yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
then
okay.
But Ice is good. Ice, look, the thing about them, inherently with the idea that they're doing is not the worst thing, but the way they're doing it is bad, and also like it's just kind of unfair. So that's why it's just kind of it's not the worst
Do you
thing.
like
But
men?
why? No, I don't.
Are you sure?
Why would you assume that? No, I don't.
Because I've never met a guy like this before. Like ever. Ever in history. You're the first.
Okay, cool.
And I thought maybe because, you probably like men. But you got a good head on them shoulders.
Okay.
Do you want to explain why you, when did you first start like this, or you're not comfortable?
When did I first what?
Start thinking like this.
Nah, bro, like it's just logic. It's like just logic, When people say why is AB bad, first of all they say it's like demonic or something, but I say no, like it's natural. Like it's what a lot of animal mothers like when they realize they can't take care of their children, they literally just abandon them. So it's like a really natural thing to do. And also all these cases of like younger kids and stuff, that's also kind of bad. No, it's not. It's not it is actually kind of natural, because, for example, when there's like a mother deer, right? A deer mother, when she gives birth to a child, and when she gives birth to a child, and it's like the winter season, and they walk around the forest, and she realizes that she cannot be taking care of this child. So after the child is born, they can't abort it because they don't have the tools for that. But after the child is born, she literally just abandons it in the snow. So it dies as fast as it can, so it doesn't have to starve to death, you know?
Well, what you're trying to say is that when the mother knows something, if the child cannot live, in every animal kingdom, they would like kill it.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say. So yeah, that is true. That's very much true. But it's not really aborting because they don't take a pill to stop it early. It's like when the child's already here. But it's usually because they do that because the kid has like some type of thing wrong with them.
Oh yeah, they also do that because of that. But like, why is that bad? AB bad? Because I also think like.
You mother trucker. Are you serious?
Fries. What do you mean fries, bro? I'm trying to be on your guys' side though.
No, she's not on our side. She's on the worst side ever.
I mean, no, but like, yeah, it should be allowed because it's like important for a woman, and yeah. But
wow.
Ice is good. Ice is not the worst.
Ice is not good. It is the worst thing.
It's not good. But it's not the worst thing. Like inherently wanting to.
They were very violent, you know.
Yeah, look, inherently wanting to fight illegal people is okay. But like the way they're doing it, they don't have enough training. They don't have they need to be easily identified.
Right, everything is rushed, right? Do you think everything is too rushed?
I mean, yeah, it is too rushed, but you know, they have to do it this way because otherwise the illegal immigrants will just escape.
No, they don't have to do it that way. Obama didn't do it that way.
What did Obama do?
He made up this, he really enforced it. The beginning of forcing ICE.
Sorry, I just had to help out my mom. She was,
We don't care, Kay.
My baby brother was crying.
We don't care.
Just gave birth.
We don't care.
I can talk about, like, stuff if I want to. That's kind of, like, mean, but okay. Yeah, so...
Okay, so... Wait, hold on for a second, Kay. Just one more second. So, Ganinsi?
Yeah.
You're a good person.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, unlike Kay. So
let's talk about the topic.
What'd you say?
I said let's talk about the topic.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I want to talk about, like, why is killing your child okay?
Your future child?
No, why is killing your child okay? It's not a future child, it is your child, right?
Well, a fetus and a child is two different things.
No, a child is, like, the offspring of one's person, right? So that's the child of the mother, that's her offspring.
It will be her offspring, but right now...
It is her offspring.
Okay. Well, if you ask me this question, I'm just going to refer to it as a fetus. Is that okay with you?
Sure. There's no problem with you referring to it as a fetus. I'm just explaining that it is her offspring. It is her child that she's bearing, right? So yeah.
She will be bearing.
Sure. She is bearing the child. That's another way of...
Okay, so why is it okay? What's the question, right?
Yeah, so I'm asking you, why is it going to be okay for a mother to kill her fetus?
If the mother is not ready, if she doesn't know the father, any reason actually, I'll just stick to me.
So do you think that any of those reasons, any of those circumstances, removes its value?
Yeah.
So let's say, for me as an example, my mom didn't know my father and still doesn't know my father. Am I less valuable than someone who maybe per se does have their father in their life?
Some people will consider you as less valuable, yes.
And would you say that's morally permissible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would label me as less valuable. So would it be permissible for someone to go ahead and, like, murder me?
Well, that will be a different situation.
No, would it be, because I'm not a valuable human, right? So if I have no
You're
value...
not the valuable.
No, hold on. If I have no value, right, because my mother, per se, does not know my father, who my father
You do have
is,
value.
right? I do have value. So
but it's less valuable.
Okay, so what makes it less valuable in the womb?
Because you don't have a dad.
But what if I don't have a dad even outside of the womb? Or know my dad? I would still have a dad, but I wouldn't know my dad. So even outside of the
You
womb, you
don't.
would still rate me as less
Yeah, but he
valuable.
doesn't take care of you. I'm just saying. I'm just getting my perspective on multiple different people, right?
I think you're mistaking what I'm saying, right? I'm trying to say that you're saying that because like the mother or the baby does not know who their father is, that baby's going to be less valuable. Therefore, it's going to be okay to kill that child, right? Which would be
Well,
flawed.
no.
Because even outside of the womb, because that baby still does not know their dad. Like for example, me, that person would be less valuable, and then it would be permissible to even take away their life outside of the womb. No.
So you asked me 2 different things, and then applying 14 other things to it. So when you asked me, do I view the fetus as less valuable, for example, because it doesn't have a father, I said yes. Now, the reason to abort it wouldn't just fall on the fact that you didn't have a father. It would be other things too. And what the father would usually provide to the table, like more money, more, being able to take care of you. So it's not just because you simply don't have a dad, it's because the properties that will be more helpful if the dad was involved. So you are seen less valuable because you don't have, a father, because of what a father can bring to your life. Now, do I think it's okay to kill you? No, because you're already here. The fetus is not already there. So I would feel like it would be okay because what the father will bring in to the story. But it looks like you turn out pretty much okay because you are, I would say financially stable. Oh, I got banned because I said father. A donut. I am a donut. Yeah, I got BC banned. Wasn't I spitting out facts? No, I was on my phone, so I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. So yeah.